finally, it took some time, but
between the Warriors and the
George
teams.
Groves is now a champion.
Everything to
Finally,
George
right?
and his young family.
Let's see if we get a post-fight interview.
With him and believed that it would happen. Carl Froch won.
Let's see if we get an interview.
Carl Froch 2. He had to pick himself up off that.
Okay, so we may not.
Knockout with 80,000 at Wembley.
So basically, as you know, if you don't know, George Groves is now, what, 26-3 with 19 KOs after defeating WBA Super. Actually, the belt was vacant, if I'm correct. Yeah, the belt was vacant for beating Fedor Chudinov, you know, relatively unknown fighter, a fighter who hasn't fought, you know, since what? He's been all 4 years. It's been like 18 months or some shit since he's fought. So George Groves, in his last title shot in September 2015, was that on the undercard of Mayweather versus Berto? Correct, it was. He lost to Badu Jack, split decision, even though, you know, it should have been a majority decision. He lost to Carl Froch twice, you know, both by stoppage, the second by brutal stoppage. So basically, he's failed on the IBF path. He's failed. Oh, interview.
I'm over the moon. I want to thank everyone who made this happen. Shane McGuigan, who has just resurrected my career, so to speak. And now I'm mature enough to admit that, you know, he brings the best out of me. And now I feel that I am the best in the division. I'm willing and happy and able to fight anyone. What a tremendous atmosphere tonight here. I genuinely didn't know what to expect. As I say, I've been moved a couple of times in the past, but what a wonderful crowd, showing me so much respect. Thank you. So, I'm shot to the moon.
50 seconds of unanswered punches at the end. Just explain that raw outpouring of emotion when finally the ref waved it off.
Well, I thought I was in there with my mate Frocky down there for a sec. I kept hitting him and I was thinking, oh no, I've met another one of these fellas, I can't get rid of him. So, no, in the end, I would have carried on punching until everyone had left and they'd kicked me out. I wasn't going to let this belt slip. I was hurting him to the body early. He was catching me round back of the head from the start. Really deceivingly long arms. Caught me with some good right hooks. We knew he threw them well. One actually sunk quite a bit. But I found my feet. It's been a long, hard road here. 3 years in the making. I can put those losses to bed now, I feel. Get on with my life. And hopefully now go on to even better things.
So many ups and downs, so many twists and turns in your career, they could write a book. Were there times and dark times where you thought this wouldn't happen?
Many dark times. And there was a period in this fight where they asked me difficult questions before, and I'm dedicating this fight to the previous opponent, Eddie Goodneck, who was still not well from our fight in November. And when I was landing those big shots, I got to admit, I wanted to turn to the ref, turn to his corner and say, this guy's tough, how many I need to hit him with? But I'd like to dedicate this to him because he's on my mind all the time. I lie when I say he's not. I hope he makes a recovery. With me and my family, we pray for him every day. And it's a cruel sport, but
it's running a little long.
I'm just so thankful for this.
Well said. Let me take you back to the start of the fight. You came out so fast. Shane McGuigan sitting in the corner. You can make this easy. How much of that was the game plan or how much of that was nerves?
Both. Wanted to start quick, just try and stamp my authority on the fight. Chudinov's got that style that can, it can break your heart. It can keep coming. It can keep building momentum. So I wanted to take that away early. We knew we'd find the body, and I wanted to find a home for the right hand over the top. I didn't want to give away too many shots. I think that was where the frustration was coming from Jay. I was lingering too long, getting hit with too many shots. But he's a powerful guy, strong guy. And I'm just glad that the shots started landing. I started having an effect. And got rid of him.
Who do you want to fight now?
Go ahead, say it's up to your team.
Who you want. You're going to have a target on your back as well because you're champion of the world. But who do you want to fight? Where do you want to go?
Who wants to fight me? I'm sick and tired of chasing people. I'm sure there's many people that want to have a crack at me now. I'm going to see what's occurring. I'm really looking forward to seeing Callum Smith win a WBC belt. Truly believe he's going to do that. My old buddy James, when he's back healthy, he's got the IBF. Maybe even Paul Smith might pick up a world title, or maybe me and him can do it again.
No.
But right now, I'm just going to save my win. Spend some quality time with my family.
No.
Celebrate my wonderful team.
Let's grab a word with your promoter, Calla Sowland.
I don't want to hear it. Okay, we got to hear all this.
It's gone George's way. It's gone George's way tonight. You must be very proud as well from a promotional point of view.
I'm actually half speechless, which is rare for a promoter, but it's been an emotional journey. Ups and downs, that's boxing, that's sport. But you know what? This man's a real fighter. Forget the training, forget everything else. He was born a fighter, and tonight he showed it. Hats off to Chudinov. 98% of boxers on this planet wouldn't take 50% of those punches, 10% of those punches.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I can't hear anymore. So listen, let's talk about it. When you're a champion, you have to fight somebody in the top 15 of the sanctioned body that you're ranked in. And guess what? Don't you know Mr. Paul Smith is ranked number 5? So looking at who George Groves is going to fight next, it's likely that unless he fights that Tyron ZU. I only saw him fight twice, and I know I'm probably butchering his name. But I feel it's probably going to either be Paul Smith, Arthur Abraham. You know, I wouldn't even be surprised if he fights a fucking Caleb Truax. Now, he's saying he wants to fight the winner of Callum Smith versus Anthony Durrell. You know, I've heard like small rumors, you know, that it may be Callum Smith, Callum Smith versus Jack versus James DeGale. I don't see it though. You know, so of course he could fight James DeGale. It would be a highly anticipated rematch. You know, of course he could fight Caleb Smith if Caleb Smith beats Anthony Durrell. That would be a big fight. But as of right now, don't fall for the bullshit. He's going to fight an interim fight, which I would not be surprised if they try to give it to Paul Smith. I would not be surprised. And they'll say this is George Groves' first title defense. But they have to have a big enough name that will sell over there. But also it has to be somebody that's ranked in the top 15 of the WBA. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't know, he scored the stoppage in the fight where, you know, the first several rounds he wasn't looking good. And then when it came to the time for him to finish off Chudinov, I was wondering to myself, man, I hope that he does not gas out. Because he was putting his all in those punches. And as you notice about George Groves' career, later on in fights, he gasses out. So that was a good 50, there was a good, what, they said 50 seconds. It seemed like forever where Chudinov wasn't throwing any punches and Groves was, you know, emptying his tank. So I was afraid that if Chudinov survives this onslaught, that if the fight goes to 7-8, because the fight was stopped in 6, if the fight goes 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds, you know, 12 rounds, Chudinov would have a better chance of winning because George Groves has been known to have some issues. And even during this fight, even though he won, you saw some flaws because Chudinov kept coming forward and George Groves was having some issues with that. Now, you know, for the people who've been following me and George Groves have a deep history. You know, he can be a real son of a bitch sometimes. But, you know, I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's finally won, you know, a title shot. Remember, you know, he fought Carl Froch twice. He lost on that IBF path. He fought in the WBA. You know, he fought, he fought, Battle Jack, lost on the WBC path. So with this WBA path, he had to win or he wouldn't get another title shot. Remember, this was his 4th title shot. So basically, could you really see him getting a 5th? You know, it's bad enough that fans were already writing him off in this. You know, so I'm happy for him. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. All the links to my social media are right down below in the description box. And the big fight's coming on now. Some holes. The big fight's coming on now. And I'll see you guys later. Please subscribe.